Right, here's what I'm faced with. So I've got bed A, I've got bed B, and I've got big garden. And all of them, as you can see, are completely overrun and wrecked. You can see the back post there has collapsed during one of the storms. The basketball hoop, which fell this way, now fell that way, or then fell that way, and took out this back post and that one. So I'm gonna have to repair them. I have to clean out these beds and make this thing look nice like it once was. It's all last year's flowers. I try to save as much dirt as I can. Not looking to take out massive clumps of dirt out of the bed. And I don't mind leaving a little bit of foliage because it'll go back into the ground. This is another one here I could take. Just make sure there's nothing else. Found a push pin. See a few plastics from last year's plants in here. Gonna take them out. This is the asparagus bed, and all these old plants are last year's asparagus, which I let grow because it was year 2. This will be year 3, which will be the proper time to harvest it. So I don't want to pull these, but I do want to cut them back. So I'm gonna get the strimmer in here and see what it'll do. So if we go into the main garden, it's in quite a state of disrepair. The back post has been knocked in from the storm. Everything has overgrown. Quite often what happens is by the time the end of summer comes, my stamina for gardening diminishes and then the weeds win the battle and then I let it go. So here's the aftermath. It's March and this has to become ready soon. If you're wondering why it looks like there's ashes and charcoal on the ground, it's because I dumped ash from the fire pit into the beds right before it snowed to try to get some of the nutrients from that down into the ground. But I have to cut all this back. The nice thing is I have all these wild strawberries growing very voraciously in here, so that'll be fun to tame. Now I must take out last year's tomato plants and undo the support structures that I provided for them so that they would grow up nice and straight. These are old mop heads, industrial mop heads that I found in a dumpster. Reuse, recycle, repurpose, self-sustain. Okay, now these are ready to be pulled. Time to empty the wheelbarrow. With the garden looking much better, I've identified that the things that I must do now is clear this bed and just tidy up the remaining weeds that are over here. Now when I clear this bed out, I'll make sure not to clear this plant here. This is sage, and I wish you could smell it because the aroma is just fantastic. I also have some thyme over here in the corner that looks really dead. I'll cut that all the way back and see if it regrows. Everything else can go. Time to fix this caved in back post. Right, I couldn't get a T-post down here because it's far too rocky like I did over here, so I put down this fiberglass rod and I'm gonna drill some holes in it, pilot holes, and then I'm gonna attach it to this and yoink it up. Now it's looking much more welcoming, and we'll be able to get this going soon, which is nice. One more load for the wheelbarrow. Time to clear these up now. Right, time for some mulch. That's what a good full wheelbarrow looks like. Well, that's one wheelbarrow load thinly spread. That's all I can manage about now because the rest of the bag is frozen solid. So I'll have to finish it up on a warmer day. But as we walk out, all in all, we see that the garden is looking a lot more welcoming for spring of 2025. Thanks for tuning in.